Yes.
Do we have someone? I don't see the name or number. Identify yourself, please.
Good evening, Corey Storch, 705 Ravine Road. Hi, Ron and company. Yeah, thank you for taking my question. Declaring one property in need of redevelopment, to me, sounds like that could lead to spot zoning. So I just don't understand why this isn't
Corey,
going to be
I think you were on the board when we did the 197 redevelopment planning, which basically indicated that it was one site for each one of those. So, and this does not necessarily indicate spot zoning. So I think you're very familiar with that. And if you want to call it spot zoning, there's nothing I can do to say that.
So Ron, let me finish what I was going to say. What would stop the board from combining all three properties into one redevelopment area, doing a study to do that so that it's not spot zoning?
Because let me, if I can answer you, it's because of the opinion of the administration, and it hasn't been posed to the board that it is not spot zoning. And it is part of the 197, which 35 to 40 of those have been removed through the same process.
So, yeah, I don't have any more questions, but I do want to make a statement. The opinion of the administration is fine, but the planning board is different from the administration. And the planning board is responsible for land use planning. The administration depends on the planning board to do that. And to me, the way we're doing this gives a lot of flexibility to a developer, but also takes away.
Corey, did you hear what I said? That we did
Ron,
35 of the 97 this way.
Ron,
so what's the argument about this one being done the same way the other 35 were done?
So when I was on the council, I heard various people in the administration say that it would be better for us to have larger redevelopment areas, that we should get away from doing small projects, that it would be advantageous to the city. The city would have more control over more properties to get what we want. So that, to me, we should apply that. That comes from the administration, and we should apply that to these three properties, make them one redevelopment area.
Thank you.
That's my statement.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Again, it looks like Bryant Monroe. Please go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Okay, sorry, unmuted. Thank you for taking my question. This is Rich Sudol, 313 Franklin Place in Plainfield. And I have a question about I know they went through the criteria and they were focusing on H for smart growth for the redevelopment area. And I just want to comment that part of smart growth, according to the presentation that was presented, was green space. And we are half a mile from, that lot is within the half a mile from the Plainfield train station, just on the outskirts of that half mile. The only green space that we have in that circle that was presented was Library Park. Crescent Historic District is already the most densely populated historic district in Plainfield. We are on the borders of downtown. We have had issues with parking. We have instituted one side of the street parking just for that, so that the fire trucks and the snow plows and the PMUA can get through to do all their trash pickups. So if we're going to reference a redevelopment study and focus on smart growth, part of smart growth is providing green space, open space, parks and playgrounds. We're already densely populated. If you look at the property on both sides, we already have large apartment buildings. We have a giant apartment building on the corner of Park and Watchung. There's another one on the corner of East 9th and Park Ave. So our neighborhood in the Crescent Historic, which is zoned a 1 and 2 family neighborhood, already has an overdensity of apartment buildings in there. And I don't know what the use is going to be for this place, but if we're talking about a redevelopment study, I think that if we look at smart growth and what smart growth promotes, and you look at what's already in the area, us and a lot of the residents that already live there, we need more space. We need parks, we need playgrounds. The city has already proposed, I think a few years ago, to when the city owned 2 lots and couldn't buy the middle lot, had a proposal to put a park there. You know, that was something that the city was pushing for, and the residents were all for. They could not buy the middle lot. Now that it's been owned by all 3 lots are now owned by the same person. Now that we have a redevelopment study, part of that smart growth, we need to focus on green space. I mean, if you're going to put all these residents, and especially when we're going to 10-story buildings downtown, we don't have enough green space, free space for all these residents to enjoy. And I think, not talking about what's going to be there in the future, but I can just say that a lot of residents in that area are going to be against more density, if that's the case. So, when we talk about smart growth, I think part of that is to develop green space. And I, firmly feel that, we need to keep that as open land.
Thank you very much for your comment. Any additional? Seeing none, return to the board. Are there any questions? It appears that this study of this area meets the need. Therefore, I'm asking at this point, can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and second. Roll call, please. Hello, Roz?
Went home.
I'm sorry, I had to unmute myself again. Was that the motion by Pyle?
Yes.
I'm sorry, the second motion?
Sadiq?
Okay, thank you. Board members? Elamine?
Yes.
Hunt?
Yes.
McCray?
Yes.
Person?
Yes.
Pyle?
Yes.
Toth?
Yes.
Workman?
Yes.
Blanco?
Yes.
And Scott Bay?
Yes.
Okay, we have all 9 members in favor.
All right, thank you very much.